Welcome to the Owning Your Sexual Self podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Main, awesome wife and dog mom for life. I'm a sex therapist turned sex coach, and I run a successful business selling relationship enhancement products. I absolutely love talking about all things sex. So you can expect this podcast to explore all things related to women's sexual health because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you discover and embrace what brings you pleasure so that you can own your sexual self. If that sounds good to you, then keep listening and let's fucking do this. What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. I'm not sure if you've been kind of following the social media trends that have been going on in the life of Rachel Main, but if you are one of my Instagram peeps, you notice I've been doing reels pretty consistently for a few months now, and now, y'all, literally, my reels at this point are getting thousands and thousands, some of them hundreds of thousands views every reel that I'm posting, which I feel like I should knock on wood and not jinx myself, but oh my God, you guys, I'm literally riding this wave right now. It has been amazing, of course, with reels and reaching out to that many people. You know, the haters start to come up and all the little gremlins out there leaving some haterish comments, you know, they're drinking their haterade, and that's fine. I love that I'm in a place where that shit does not faze me, like literally at all. And half the time, if I am like curious enough to even click on their profile, y'all, these people, it's the people that have no profile picture, or maybe they have a picture and it's just their grid is a bunch of objects. Like, these aren't even real fucking people. You know what I mean? Like, it's so funny to me. So anyways, or, you know, I get on there and I creep and I'm like, wow, you are just a lonely soul. And I feel bad for you. So my favorite comment that came through this week was, and if you follow me on Instagram, you see somebody commented and said, what's it like living life without lips? And at first I was like, oh fuck, like somebody finally noticed, because for a long time, you know, I have friends that have gotten boob jobs and other plastic surgery things done. And whenever we would ask, you know, in conversations with girlfriends, and people would ask me like, if you could get any work done, like what would you get? And for me, that's my answer. If I were to get any sort of plastic surgery at this point in my life, it would be some sort of lip plumper or injection or something of that nature. My whole life, I really haven't had really super plump lips. You know, I'm definitely not in the DSL category, if you know what I mean. Although still claiming blowjob queen, just saying. So anyways, yeah, that comment came through and I was like, oh man, okay. So other people are noticing this. It's not just my own insecurity. And then, you know, of course I was like, oh, maybe I should. Maybe this is a sign from the universe that it's time to get the lip plumping. And I was like, nah, I'm good. You know, I love myself just as I am. And, you know, lips or no lips, I can still do this amazing work that I get to do every damn day. And so anyways, that leads me to kind of why I was sharing this. With reels, I'm reaching so many new people. I do a lot of my reels in lingerie, so naturally I'm getting a lot of men that are following me, but there's a difference between the messages that I'm getting in my inbox. There's the messages from the boys that are super childish. Can I send you my dick? You are so hot. Some unsolicited dick pics, of course. And, you know, I just immediately block them. I delete your message, just so you know, if you're listening to this and you're one of these people. I don't even open your message. If you are messaging me and it's just like, hi, period. No one has time for a hi in the DMs, okay? Like, give me something inspirational. Give me some content. And in a recent reel I did, I said my DMs, you know, are not open for the boys, but if you're here as a man and you're looking to explore more in your sexuality and you're looking to get more out of your relationship, if you're looking, let's say, to please your partner even more, or just provide more pleasure into your life and expand what you know as, you know, your orgasm right now, then those are the men that I'm available for. Those are the men, the ones that want to invest their time, their money, and their energy into doing this work, because this work is such a beautiful, transformational thing that you can bring into your life. And while mainly I market to women, like I said, just naturally, because again, I'm here. This is my guess because I'm in lingerie and I'm a beautiful person. These men are making their way towards me. So I've had many sales calls this week with people. Again, I have a link right in my bio that they can set up a free consultation call. And I've had many good conversations with men that are truly here for that type of work, truly people that I know I can help. And then I've had sales calls with other people that are like, can I stand on camera and you can tell me if I would make a good cook or not? I'm like, that's not what we're here for, dude. Like this is not what I do. I'm not here to give you some sort of validation in that realm whatsoever. So, I digress. I feel like I always have to share, what is present on my mind and in my heart at the time of this recording. I swear, sometimes I get on here to record and I'm like, what am I going to talk about today? I have some sort of idea. And then once I see this record button, I'm like, okay, y'all, here is the shit. Here is what's going on. So anyways, I thought that was kind of relevant. Like I said, it's been an exciting time. I will continue to do reels. I love doing reels. You get to see my funny side in that, but also the education side of it because I can teach a lot through those very, very short videos. And if nothing else, just plant the seed for people to, make you think about things a little bit differently. So anyways, this all goes down to address what our podcast topic is for today, which is around fantasies and how you can share your fantasies with your partner. Now, I also do couples work. I'm working with a few couples now currently, and in one of my recent conversations in session, we were describing. I was allowing my couple to describe to each other what their needs and wants are in the bedroom. And this is one of my favorite activities to actually go through with couples because oftentimes they're not having that conversation. And one partner is feeling like, oh my gosh, it's this guessing game. I'm not sure what they like. I'm not sure if they're enjoying it. And that really there is no gender bias when it comes to that. And I think that truly couples, what we're trying to do, we're really just trying to feel that connection from each other. We're trying to feel understood. We're trying to feel seen from our partner. We want to feel that validation from our partner. And we want to feel beautiful. We want to be seen as beautiful. We want to be seen as attractive, as wanted, as needed, right? And so being able to share fantasies with your partner can be such an erotic yet, I would say, even spiritual connection for people to go through. And I'll say, oftentimes for some couples, it is super easy for us to share fantasies and say, hey, I'm super into X, Y, and Z. Do you want to do it with me? So mutual masturbation, for instance, I really love exploring my own self pleasure, and I would like for you to be included in that. I would like to bring you into that moment. Or I'm feeling really horny right now. I feel like I want to masturbate. Do you want to get it on next to me? Right? Like it can be so simple. It can be so, quirky like that. Your relationship, yourself, your partner. And so you got to really tune this in and do it how it's going to work for you. And again, it might be some fantasies or some desires, things that we want may be easier to share. Let's say like I really want for you to kiss my neck. When you're going down on me, I would love for you to, squeeze around my neck a little bit, choke me a little bit. When you're doing me from behind, when we're in doggy style, I want you to slap my ass. These are fantasies. Fantasies can also, and when I say fantasies and desires, right? So a fantasy, and here is the actual definition of a fantasy. It is a fanciful mental image, typically one on which a person dwells at length or repeatedly, and which reflects their conscious or unconscious wishes. Yes. Yes. Let me say that again, conscious or unconscious wishes, because that's the thing with fantasy as well. There are some things that we fantasize about that we don't necessarily want to happen in real life. And there's been many people that I've talked to in this work that I do where they've been in their fantasy, right? Their fantasy has presented to them in a real life situation. And in that moment, they're like, nah, I don't actually think this isn't what it looks like in my fantasy, or this isn't what I thought it would feel like when I've been fantasizing about it. And some fantasies are meant to stay fantasies. They're meant to stay there as that mental image, something that we can eroticize around. And of course, I'm speaking more so to sexual fantasies. Of course, we have fantasies about vacations and jobs and whatever else, might come up in our life. But when it comes to those sexual fantasies and you can think about them mentally and they provide that erotic element for you to be able to get off and get pleasure from, like I said, there's sometimes they're just going to want to stay there. So that conscious or unconscious wish, and again, dwells on the length or repetitiveness. So I thought it was important to share that definition of what fantasy is first, and to kind of again normalize. If you have something that you do want to share with your partner, especially if it's in a fantasy that includes them, then keep listening. keep listening. All right. So I want to give you 3 steps really on how to comfortably share your fantasies with your partner. And really, the first part of this, the first step, is going to be getting comfortable with it on your own. It's really hard for you to ask your partner to do something with you in bed if you don't truly feel comfortable with what it is that you're asking for, right? So if you're feeling nervous about it or even saying the words out loud, you can definitely practice this on your own. So practice again having these conversations in front of a mirror, saying them out loud when you're driving. People might be looking at you weird that are driving next to you, but who fucking cares? They don't know what you're saying. And if this is going to make your sex life even better, then who really fucking cares, right? So thinking and saying things out loud like, I want you to seduce me, or I'm kind of curious about watching porn together. These are great examples of actually sharing your fantasies with your partner. And again, it's that open conversation. It's kind of that teasing a little bit. I want you to seduce me. That's a little bit more direct. I'm kind of curious about watching porn together. I feel like that one is more of a ... You're kind of waiting for that person's reaction or response. And I know this might sound crazy again at first, like saying these things out loud or practicing, but I promise you, like anything that we do in life, we feel more confident when we feel more knowledge around it, or when we feel more secure in it. So getting very comfortable on your own first is going to be your step 1. Now, step 2 is going to be to use those more so leading, open-ended questions. So if you're really feeling shy about talking about your fantasies, it can really be helpful to use these leading questions to gauge your partner's response. And the idea here is to really introduce the concept of the fantasy, but without specifically saying that you're interested in trying it. For example, you could tell your partner, this article popped up in my feed today, and I was thinking about having sex with all the lights on, and it got my attention. Do you think you'd be interested in trying that? Or, I was listening to this podcast today, and the girl mentioned mutual masturbation. Have you ever given thought to doing that together? These are perfect. So leading questions, leading them to get their response. So you are keeping it a little bit vague, but still including it as you are wanting their opinion. You're wanting to hear what they have to say about it. All right, now as we move into step 3 is going to feel a little bit more direct, a little bit more erotic. This is the step where you are telling your partner why you want to explore this with them. Okay, that's another thing. For partners, when it comes to fantasies, for partners that might feel that insecureness about what their partner's fantasy is. For instance, if my partner is wanting to have a threesome and I feel some insecurities around that, like, ooh, I don't know if I would want to partake in that. I don't know, XYZ, whatever the reasons are. If you can start to say why it is that you want to explore it with them, that is going to help tremendously. All right. So there's a possibility again that hearing your fantasy may bring up an insecurity for your partner. So that insecurity again might be, oh shit, my partner is asking me to play someone else in the bedroom because they don't think I'm sexy enough on my own. So this is perfect if your partner is into role play, or yes, they want you to do dirty talk or anything like that in the bedroom. They're thinking that they're wanting you to change to please them in a better way is not always so much the case. One super simple way to get around this and avoid kind of that insecureness that your partner might be feeling is to share the reasons why you want to act out that fantasy with them specifically. And really, the reality is that most people want to explore fantasies because they enjoy connecting with their partner, not because the sex that they're currently having is terrible. So again, sharing this feedback with your partner can only help take your relationship to the next level, to that next erotic level. And if you are sitting here thinking and you're like, gosh, I don't even know what my fantasies are. I don't even know what things I would want to explore. I would invite you to go to my website and check out the masterclass that I did on this. It's available on my website. It's $39, super affordable. And this walks you through one of my most favorite exercises for couples called the want, will, won't list. So with this purchase, you're going to get my version of the want, will, won't list. It's downloadable for you to get and complete on your own. Then you also get the replay of me walking you through exactly step by step the ins and outs of how to complete this want, will, won't list. Now, here's the thing. You might be saying, well, I can get the want, will, won't list for free on your website. You're right. It is one of my free resources. And I'll tell you, multiple people a day are getting this downloaded from my website. But I would be willing to bet that they've got the download and they haven't done shit with it yet. They may have opened it. They may have thought, oh my God, this is way too much. This is not what I expected. And that's why I believe that going through the masterclass, going through the paid version of this is way, way better than just getting the free download. Of course, the free download is free. You're going to get more value in the things that you pay for. Again, it's $39, super, super affordable. But what this lists out is potentially all things, many things that you may fantasize about. Again, being choked, choking your partner, using toys, edging, mutual masturbation, role play, sex parties, threesomes, all of it. I mean, it starts mild, it gets pretty wild at the end there. So this is a great tool for couples to be able to walk through this want, will, won't list together. It's a very fun date night to do with each other, and it gives you something to talk about afterwards. Again, the masterclass will walk you through exactly how to do this with your partner. And then I take it a step further. At the end of this thing, when you've completed your list, you're going to have essentially a manifest to your erotic life. All of your pleasures right there listed out for your partner to see, and all of their pleasures listed out right there for you to see. So the last page of this has you go through your list and list out your top 10 fantasies, your top 10 wants or desires, however you want to look at this. And then from there, you can take this. You have your list, you have your partner's list. You have 10 different date night ideas. Scratch that. You have 20 different date night ideas because you have 10 for you and 10 for you and 10 for them. So if you have not yet checked out this, again, this amazing, amazing masterclass that I did, this was a few months back. It got great, great reviews from the people that were able to go through it on live. It is available again at rachelmaine.com. If you go under the Work With Me tab, the name of this masterclass is called How to Get the Sex Life That You Both Crave. Again, it's a 1-hour recorded masterclass, comes with the printable, downloadable version of the Want, Will, Won't list, and walks you through step by step. So if you're thinking, all right, this fantasy episode, this was intriguing to me. I'm glad that Rachel decided to record a podcast about this. There are definitely some things that I want to share with my partner, but I'm also curious about what more may I be missing out on. What other fantasies, what other types of things are out there that other people are doing that I might want to start to incorporate into my own sexual life. All right, so there you have it, y'all. 3 steps. 1 is getting comfortable on your own. 2 is use leading questions. And 3 is tell your partner why you want to explore it with them specifically. I hope you enjoyed this. Of course, reach out if you got any sort of questions. And I'll see you on the next podcast. Take care. Oh, one more thing so I can give credit where credit is due. I got some of the information from today's episode from Vanessa Martin, who is a sex therapist. You can find her at Vanessa Martin Therapy on Instagram. Go ahead and check her page out. She's a great resource. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you loved it, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a thing. And if you loved it so fucking much, be sure to leave a 5-star review. I'll see you next week, and until then, keep owning your sexual self.